boop, boop, bop. I am a robot. Okay, we should be good. We should be good for this last one. This is going to be the second to last video that we're going to do today. So, this one comes from Reuters, and the article is titled Altcoins Ahead of Libra, XRP Cryptocurrency is Gaining a Toehold in Commerce. So, this article starts out from London, from Reuters. Facebook's Libra coin may be grabbing all the headlines at the moment, yet a major cryptocurrency already exists that's gained a toehold in mainstream commerce. XRP, the third biggest cryptocurrency by market value, seeks to succeed where Bitcoin and other digital currencies have largely failed. That's not me saying that. That's Reuters, all right? This is the Rothschild organization here saying that. Just saying. Anyways, empowering fast and low cost transactions. That is a failing point of Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? But hey, I didn't say it. Reuters did. Sorry. Okay. In a rare example of a cryptocurrency finding a practical use, be a rare case. I love it, dude. Reuters is just being ruthless with this article. Okay. In a rare example of cryptocurrencies finding a practical use beyond speculative trading, it has gained a certain amount of transaction with some large financial firms using XRP for international payments. Yet the price of XRP, often referred to as Ripple by our haters, has dropped by a quarter so far this year. Even as Bitcoin has more than doubled and other smaller coins such as Ethereum, Ethereum's smaller, they acknowledge that their coin market cap is manipulated. I love Reuters now. Reuters might be my favorite news source now. They acknowledge that XRP actually has a higher market cap than Ethereum due to the fact that, you know, when you add the XRP that Ripple owns into the actual market cap, you get a lot higher market cap value than what's presented on coin market cap, which is total crap. Anyways, back to the article here. Yeah, so XRP's price performance goes against assumptions of a positive correlation between real-world use and the price of cryptocurrencies. The fact that Bitcoin and the largest digital currency by far, has grabbed an even bigger share of the market this year is a sign that traders looking to capitalize on volatile price moves remain the industry's main driver. And there you go. That's Reuters saying that the cryptocurrency market, it's being driven by and large by speculators, right? It's not the utility. But we know that from my live stream that I did earlier, yesterday that Brad Garlinghouse told APOMP that there was a month that XRP, 80% of XRP's volume was coming from utility in either August or September. He didn't specify when, but that's a fun fact, right? Just want to plug that into the video for those that didn't watch the live stream, right? So, at any rate, to track the emergence of hundreds of smaller rivals to Bitcoin, collectively known as altcoins, Reuters is looking at the leading players as they grab the attention of investors, companies, and regulators. The third in the Reuters series on altcoins looks at the prospects and challenges for XRP. What's the idea? 7-year-old XRP is one of the most successful examples thus far of attempts to build cryptocurrencies capable of entering mainstream finance and commerce. It has been developed by California-based company Ripple, which offers a blockchain-based payments platform. XRP is intended to act as a kind of bridge for cross-border payments for firms that use Ripple and can be used for e-commerce and peer-to-peer transfers. So basically just, everybody out there should know this if you've been in XRP for any amount of time. If not, hey, this is a good introduction to you who is new to cryptocurrencies, that XRP is the way to go, man. Okay, hey, there's 12 of you in the chat. Hit that like so that we can get those algos pumping. Anyways, with traditional transfers, firms... I'm getting tongue-tied. This is what's going to happen when I do these live streams. I'm not going to be able to edit them. So, I'm going to get you the news coverage. I'm going to try and keep it quick, but I'll get tongue-tied here. So, with traditional firms, often use working capital to maintain balances in their settlement accounts, ensuring liquidity as one currency is converted to another. That helps customers receive funds more quickly. Ripple says customers can use XRP instead of traditional money for liquidity. What was it that I was just saying that the UN is needing liquidity? They're in a liquidity crisis. The whole world's in a liquidity crisis, and Ripple's like, yo, we got liquidity for days. We got so much liquidity, it's on-demand liquidity. On-demand liquidity. You get the liquidity. You get liquidity. Liquidity for everyone, right? It's just great. Fantastic. I love being a part of this ecosystem. Can you not tell? Anyways, um, I'm being too goofy today. So the idea is that Ripple says customers can use XRP instead of traditional money for liquidity, which allows firms to free up working capital. It says payments using XRP settle in 4 seconds, sometimes 3 seconds, but 4 is like if it's a little bit congested, right? Compared to with over an hour for Bitcoin and 3 to 5 days for the traditional systems used for fiat money. That's actually much less exposure and risk, said Monica Long, Senior Vice President of Marketing and Communications at Ripple. So, how's that different from Bitcoin? Well, XRP, like Facebook's proposed Libra, veers away from the ethos of Bitcoin, the original cryptocurrency, which aimed to sidestep the financial establishment by dispensing with central authorities. No, we don't need no central authority. We know how to hold our money, but really nobody wants to hold their own money. They want somebody to take control of it so they don't have to be responsible, so that they have somebody they can blame when things hit the fan, right? That's how we all work, I'd rather, that's why I'd rather lease a car. That's why a lot of people would rather lease cars over own a car. Because when something goes wrong with it, you're like, ah, the leasing company, this is a lemon. Give me a new car, right? Well, that's why people like to have somebody that custodies their money for them. That's why major financial institutions, they didn't invest in the 2017 speculative bull run for cryptocurrencies. They're like, nah, I'm going to wait till there's a trusted, established firm that's going to handle these funds for us, that knows how to handle this stuff, and we'll just watch our money grow. Because rich people, they like to be kind of lazy in that regard. They'd rather farm off the labor to somebody who actually knows what they're doing versus pretend like they know what they're doing themselves, Anyways, a team of developers at Ripple maintain the XRP Ledger's software, stewarding the technology. That potentially means that companies are more comfortable dealing with XRP than Bitcoin, which is largely unsupervised and unregulated. The way XRP is produced also differs. Man, I can't read today. Not this one, at least. While Bitcoin miners compete against each other using powerful computers to solve algorithms and earn new coins, XRP's entire supply of 100 billion was created at its birth. Baby XRP, they were so cute, but now there's not even 100 billion anymore. Anyway, Ripple now holds a large reserve of XRP in escrow accounts, selling the tokens to large investors to boost liquidity and widen the spread of the technology. That means the company has centralized control over the supply of XRP. Now, what about Libra? While there are some similarities between Libra and XRP, notable differences also exist. Both coins aim to address problems in the payment sector, from high intermediary fees to lengthy transfer times. Yet Libra's target audience differs, with Facebook saying it will offer people who lack bank accounts access to easier money transfers. XRP, in contrast, is targeted at traditional financial firms, which are entirely different markets, which is another reason why Brad Garlinghouse back in June, to go away from the article for a second, is another reason why Brad Garlinghouse had said when Libra white paper was first released that they're not even really competing, right? They're both targeting entirely different markets. But at the same time, Brad pointed out that Libra coin is really arrogant. When you think about what Libra is as a project, it's very arrogant and it flies in the face of all governments. It's basically like what Bitcoiners are doing. Bitcoiners expect that Bitcoin's going to usurp, nations' currencies, and that's essentially what Facebook's Libra coin's trying to do. It's trying to usurp a nation's sovereignty, nations' currencies, which usurps their sovereignty, right? So, to hop back in here, while XRP's value fluctuates, Libra's will not. It is a stable coin whose backing, I do that because that article puts it in parentheses, right? Whose backing by traditional assets such as bank deposits and short-term government securities is designed to dampen volatility. Nevertheless, Libra, which has faced fierce opposition from politicians and regulators, could affect XRP's prospects, not least because Facebook's vast $2.4 billion users offer the currency an existing user base, which is true. And that's actually why a lot of governments around the world are terrified of Libra. They're terrified that Facebook's actually trying to release a currency that could actually be a legitimate threat to a nation's sovereign currency. There are more people who use Facebook every single day than live in any one country in this world. There's more people on Facebook than live in India or China. Okay, so it's a big issue. So who's using it? They don't specify which it. For the most part, payment and FX firms, I guess obviously talking about Ripple, right? Ripple says, yeah, here we go. Ripple says around a dozen firms use XRP for liquidity. I think it's about like 8. I don't know that we broke 10 yet, but something like that. Anyway, one of the most well-known in U.S. remittance firms is MoneyGram International, MGIO, in which Ripple invested $30 million in June. And it's massive, and that's probably why we've seen that's probably why we saw XRP's daily volume actually have 80% of that volume being from utility, like I said earlier, right? 80% of that volume was from utility and 20% was you and me trading. And that's likely because of MoneyGram starting to turn up the faucet and bring their payment corridors, their international payment corridors online for a whole month. Yeah, over the course of a month. And maybe that's a misinterpretation of what Brad said, but he definitely said there was a month that over the course of a month or something along those lines that the 80% of the volume was utility. And so really, whichever month that was, I'm assuming it had to have been August or September because those were the lowest price months. And so I would assume that people tried to sell out, bears tried to sell the price down, and they hit the liquidity bottom, and it just, now we're flat. Now we see this little slow growth, and that also explains why the growth is kind of weird. It's not like the normal spikes in price that we normally get. Instead, it's just this slow growth we're seeing now. And a lot of us are hoping, a lot of us in the dollar cost averaging group, which if you're not in, link in the description below, come join in the party. It's a Telegram group. If you don't have it, get it. It's awesome. You can talk with me and everybody else when I'm not on camera. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, the idea is that, to get back in the article here rather, London-based Mercury FX, which counts small businesses and wealthy individuals as clients, uses XRP to facilitate payments into and out of countries such as Mexico and the Philippines, which is also the only place where MoneyGram has opened corridors to use XRP right now. And we believe that's due to regulations, or I believe that's due to regulations. We're not certain yet. And we'll see how that plays out now that we have the US, Mexican, Canada trade agreement coming online. So we'll see if that enables MoneyGram to start moving money between the US, Mexico, US, Canada, Canada, Mexico, so on and so forth, right? At any rate, the top 3 reasons one would use it would be speed, cost, and security. All the reasons that the banks are getting into it. Banks like money, and so they're going to save money by using XRP versus using Bitcoin in its transactions. Anthony Pompliano, you're not watching my video, but I'm saying this to you because you seem to not understand why financial institutions would use XRP versus Bitcoin. Cost. It's all about the money, right? So that statement was made by Alistair Constance, the founder of Mercury FX. So your speed to settle a payment is higher and your cost comes down dramatically. So I'm gonna stop going on tangents because we're already up to 13 minutes and we'll just finish this article up here. So how has the market responded? XRP has slumped around 24% this year versus a near 115% gain for Bitcoin. To be sure, other altcoins have also failed to match Bitcoin's advance, yet other major players such as Ethereum, the second biggest by market value and price of a coin multiplied by market cap, the second largest by market cap is what it's saying here, have stayed above water this year. The slide has come despite XRP gaining some traction in the global payment business, which covers anything from card payments to wiring money overseas. And according to consultancy Accenture, who is also a partner of Ripple, is worth about 1.5 trillion this year. The amount of money, again, being moved through global payments by businesses. Through wiring money overseas is the value of that market. That's a lot lower than we've seen in other statistics, so That's interesting. At any rate, crypto market players say that Ripple's sales of XRP have racketed up pressure on prices and tempered any boost from XRP's payment progress. Ripple holds XRP in escrow accounts and sells directly to the market to boost liquidity. It said in a June report that XRP's markets should resemble traditional foreign exchange markets, which are typically high liquidity and efficient. Ripple needs to provide the token to encourage the spending, the use of that, and the use of that in their system, said Denise Vinokorov, head of research at Bequant, a crypto exchange in London. Anybody familiar with Bequant? Anybody from London? I've not heard of Bequant, but maybe it's a big deal. I don't know. At any rate, they continues on to say, it's a necessary evil. It hurts the price in the short term, but in the long term, the usage of it will eventually increase. And that's what a lot of us have been saying in the space, not just myself, but many others in the space have been pointing this out, right? This is going to be a major boon for the ecosystem. Are you in an alleyway? No, I'm not there, Jay, but thanks for asking, bro. We think about XRP price, and Monica Long shrugged off the price move, saying that we think about XRP price and volatility over a longer arc of time, not a day-to-day or week-to-week, but rather over the course of years, she said. What we're focused on, what we think will build greater stability in the asset, is its utility and liquidity. So, do traders like it? Yes and no. Obviously, we all hate it as long-term investors, but we have to deal with the pain, the short-term pain for the long-term gain, right? So, unlike other cryptocurrencies, XRP is highly liquid, therefore attractive to high-frequency traders, hedge funds, and other investors who seek to trade off short-term prices moves in digital coin markets. Still, some market players said that heavy supply of XRP in market pushes prices down and thus makes it unpopular with longer-term investors, which it does, at least if you are a long-term investor who is obsessed with short-term price, right? To continue on, volumes and volatility from a trading perspective breed opportunity. It's fantastic for the automated trading world, this being said by Cameron Dickey, the head of the EMEA sales at crypto market maker B2C2. The acronyms in this space. Anyways, but it's not so good for people looking to buy and hold. This story, so this is the end of the article. So there you go. We're about almost 20 minutes in. That was a long article. But yeah, it's you got any proof of what? I was just sharing the article here, so I'm gonna look for a few quick questions. Shout out to XRP Carolina. Welcome back to the chat. Bill Gold, how's it going, brother? Do we got any questions here? I'll address here. If you're just tuning into this video and it's already been recorded, you can hop out now. I'm just going to answer a few questions before we end it, hopefully before the 20-minute mark here. Carrie Doll, I don't think that the powers that be will allow Ripple's 50 billion XRP be worth a large value. That's a lot of money for one company to have. Are you kidding? Do you know about this little company? You know, nobody's really heard of it. You probably haven't. It's called Amazon. It's worth $1 trillion, over $1 trillion, I think, right now. There's no powers that be, people. Stop being conspiracy theorists. This is so absurd. Just stop. The powers that be are governments, and the only thing governments want is to ensure their monetary stability, therefore ensuring their sovereign stability. They don't give a flying rat's butthole who makes money as long as their money is still allowed to be used and able to be utilized, right? That's all that matters to the powers that be. So let's not pretend that there's anything out there. And also if you actually look at who is working at Ripple, David Schwartz is former CIA. So if anybody, actually, if you look at the people that work at Ripple, there's a lot of Stanford graduates, you know, like the people who work at Google, the people who, like Zuckerberg, you know, the powers that be go to Stanford. So if anybody's the powers that be, it's Ripple. Yeah, David Schwartz doesn't look like a spy. Yeah, keep in mind who's working at Ripple. Like, if anybody's New World Order in the cryptocurrency space, it's Ripple. XRP is not going to fail, exactly. So don't want to be too brutal to you. I know that you got this fear, and I know a lot of people have it in this space. It's kind of popular fear within the XRP community. But if you're in the stream, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm going to get one more video out here, and it's going to be a FUD article. We're going to bust the FUD, and I'll see you guys there. Hope to see you all in the next one, as always, on Mars. I will not ever sell. There you go. I will use it to spend someday.